Hey, man. We're here for another edition to Sit Down at Uptown, man. To Sit Down at Uptown, your host and owner of Uptown Comedy, Angelo Sykes, man. And I'm already laughing, man, because even before we start the cameras rolling, man, this comedian right here is already getting it started. But we got an OG in the building, man. We got a legend in the building, man. We got, you know, we've had a lot of interviews on here, man, but this is the first one we actually had a unsung and all the beat, you know what I mean? This is the first person we had on here that had these kind of accolades, man. My man, Joe Torry is in the building.
Hey, man. y'all need to quit getting them people that work at the Waffle House. Yeah, you know, hotel help. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, this podcast has come a long way, but you've been practicing.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? On real people, and I'm a real person because, you know, I have worked at the Waffle House and I've been hotel help.
I've been hotel help. Hey, man, listen. Joe Torry's in the building, man. Joe Torry's here this weekend, Uptown Comedy Corner, rocking the house as always, man. But it's a special privilege, man, because, you know, I've known his brother for a while, man, and you know, like I said, you know, he's a Hall of Fame. I mean, it speaks for itself, brother, who you are and what you mean to this game, man. So I'm just honored that you took the time to sit down with us tonight.
Oh, man, thank you, man. You know, you forced me, you know what I'm saying?
Slightly.
He locked me in a room. He said, hey, what you gonna do for the day? Where you going? I got you. I bought you for all day. The last work. Anyway, I'm just playing. No, you ain't buy me. But no, man. This is you are an innovator. You are a light that comedians need. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all help each other. I said it's one big world where you know, you need performers and we need a stage and we need good business and, you know, you give it, you know, all that. So it's like, bam, how can you learn and come one full circle with yourself, especially in a hometown somewhere? You know, because black people, we never really had our own. We had to go with some other white establishment and kind of find our way. But you've been doing this a long time. A lot of legends has come through your door. And it's a blessing to be able to, you know, have some vehicle where you can come, hone your skill, and believe in your gift.
That's what's up, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, no doubt.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
sir.
Otherwise, you know, we outside in the park. You know what I'm saying? We on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still trying to get in the white man club.
Yeah.
So
True story.
that's it.
So Joe, man, we always like to go backwards on my podcast, man.
Right.
I like to get some true history.
Okay.
So let's take a trip way back, man.
Way back. Way back when because we, you know, tell me when I had your weight and you had mine. we exchanged lifestyles and shit. It's like, oh damn. For real.
A little further than that. Man.
A couple, you know, several hundred Waffle House meals ago.
That is hilarious. So Joe, let's take a trip. Let's take a trip to your youth, man. Let's take a trip to your youth, man. How was it growing up? Where you grew up at? How were you as a kid?
Well, I grew up as a military brat, so that was a blessing to have the strongest things around you that you don't know at first because your heroes are, you know, probably something you think you see on TV. Superman, Batman, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The white man put out there for you. And nothing against white man, but I'm saying the images that you see and you don't see the real ones, your parents. And my mother was a school teacher. My father was in the military.
What branch?
And he was in the Army.
Okay.
So 2 tours of Vietnam. He was born in Mississippi, 1933. My mother, South Carolina, 1937. And she went to South Carolina State. You know, she ran track. They did stuff like my father went from high school to war, you know, right out of the Korean War to Vietnam, raised 6 kids, and very productive in life. Married 53 years, died when he was 81. He would have been 90 this year. Wow. So when you see that, like, wow, I had discipline, I had education, I had a view of what somebody did, 2 people did with 6 kids through the worst of times. And seen everything, right out of the Depression, civil rights, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have none of this stuff. And they raised 6 beautiful kids, and we all are very successful, giving back in life, and raising some of the worst environments. So to me, it was like, you know what I'm saying, growing up like that, but living in, being born in Virginia, living in sometimes in Mississippi and South Carolina, where they were, you know, because my father was stationed. And they were in we went from, I think I went from, like, my little brother was born in Fort Ord, California. That's why I'm a Raider fan.
Okay.
Yeah, because my first uniform is a Raider.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was born in 65. I think I was there like 69, 70 in the 70s. And then we went to Jamaica, Queens, New York, 72. And I was there until like 74. And then I went to St. Louis in like the end of 74. So that's why I claim St. Louis, because it was like the seasoning. It was like, okay, I was leaving grade school and I was getting into manhood and seeing my mother do something with 6 kids without my dad in the worst environments, New York, St. Louis, through prayer, dedication, education. I mean, like, to me, it's like, you know, everything is attainable now. Everything I see, that there's no excuse now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When people got cell phones and you can get stuff from the cloud, and you know what I'm saying? I grew up with the old food stamps.
Right.
The old food where you had the pink coins, the plastic coins, the blue with the pink one, and the books. I do a joke about that. You had a brown book, a blue book, a pink book. Like they were, you know, the pink book was maybe the $1 bills, or the brown book was the 5 and 10s, and you used to have a book of money, and you know this. You didn't have an EBT card like you was balling.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up knowing, and people knew when you were doing bad. Couldn't fake it.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the clothes you wear, or by the extensions, or your brother had them pants on last year, but you know, but my mother sewed a different material at the bottom to make them longer for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
so
stuff like
it was
that.
6 of y'all.
6.
How many boys? How many girls?
3 sisters, 2 brothers.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
one of my
One of we kind of know a
my
little
little
bit.
brother. He's the rat of the litter. He got the last of my daddy's nuts. That's what I say. You know, my little brother, Guy T. I think, you know, Guy is. I don't know.
Guy a little bit.
Guy was the experiment. He's like
He
an
was an
avatar,
experiment?
little avatar nigga. Yeah, he's like part Joe Torry, part ferret,
Yeah.
part little brother. No, I'm just fucking. I love my little brother.
No doubt. No doubt. Where do you fall in the 6?
I'm in the middle.
In the middle.
I'm the second boy, the 4th child.
Okay.
So
okay.
just so like you know what I'm saying? So, you know, my 3 sisters, I have 2 sisters older than me and a brother who also fought, who also took, you know, and I went to school when he's like 17 months older than me. So he did 5 tours, Iraq,
Wow.
Afghanistan. He took the family plan.
Got you. You didn't take that plan.
I'm like, who want a job you can't quit? And,
Right.
and if you quit, they come looking for you. Got 3
looking
more
for you.
years. You nigga, I quit now. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, I'm not going into that. I quit.
It was a job you can't
And then you gotta go to jail
That's
now.
funny.
Exactly. Who want a job you
That's
can't
true
quit?
story. They call that AWOL.
Yeah, AWOL, you just wreck it. You a fucking turn traitor.
Yeah.
A traitor. You know, what the
All
fuck?
that.
I just didn't want to get shot, motherfucker. I signed up for the insurance and the
yeah.
benefits.
Hilarious.
But I ain't trying to be over there shooting nobody else.
Yeah.
My daddy was crazy. That's different because you only had like high school war, or how's school for you, nigga? They used to call you to your face. Get out of here, nigga. You can't eat it. I couldn't have grew up in that. Not yet.
Yeah.
I couldn't grow up in that fucking era.
Yeah.
God raised me in an era where
Yeah. That's real.
where your spirit can thrive for you.
That's
You know
real.
what I mean? And people think that, but I'm like, no. No, I'm in the right era.
Yeah.
Nah. Like Tupac was in the wrong era. People say that, I was like, yeah, they weren't ready for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You grew up in the hearts from revolutionists. So it's like,
Hold
yeah.
that, 'cause, you know, I got some questions about that later on. So we won't jump too far into that conversation.
Hold on,
Yeah,
pump
hold
your
on.
brakes.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
go here.
So as a kid, how were you as a student?
As a student, I was class clown. I was always very educated.
Okay.
I always knew what I wanted to be. I always wanted to be Sammy Davis Jr.
Is that right?
Yeah, man. Because I grew up in the, when they only had 3 channels, ABC, CBS, NBC.
And TV actually went off at night.
Yeah, exactly. The little dot on your TV, if you happen to have a TV.
Right.
I'm saying like I'm real old. I'll be 58 and next week. But seeing a black man go from network to network and be on everybody's show, because back then he was like on every, like the family shows were
Sure.
dominating back then. And he would be everywhere getting it in. I'm like, who's this little ugly, short black man? And not ugly, but he looked like, Sammy's change. He was brilliant, and he
Yeah.
would hold his own. Ed Sullivan, Dick Van Dyke, or whatever, whoever he was, he could play the
right.
drums. He could do. I was like, he is the world's greatest entertainer of all time. And if people don't know, Michael Jackson stole from him, and not stole, but emulated to
Sure.
pieces the way he precision and do his hat, and to know that Sammy started at 4 years old, never went to school,
It's crazy,
spoke great English,
right?
was highlighted, worshiped by all whites, blacks, Jewish, whatever that stuff. He was the man.
Yeah, true story.
He was the man.
He was able
Did
to,
it all.
he crossed worlds that most
He
folks didn't get to cross.
And
Italian, you know, hang with
Italians,
the mob.
he was the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
He was nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, and to not perform and to see what he went through as a little black boy to a black man. I could never ever fathom the thought of me doing that. Even growing up in St. Louis and the hardest times, being shot, being stuff, I ain't went through that.
Right.
I ain't went through, being the headliner at a hotel and you can't even stay there.
Yeah. How about that?
You know what I'm saying? You put your foot in the pool and they drain it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill him because he had the baddest,
Yeah.
white star out there at the time. They
Yeah.
tried to kill him.
Yeah.
He was, if people don't know that, he was like, Sammy was the man.
He was
like
that guy.
whoever, the top star is right now in Hollywood, he was baiting them down.
A true story.
And rolling out with him.
Yeah.
They tried to kill him. Sammy was a monster, man. He almost lost his eye for that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, to hold his character, his excellence, to always show the character of a black man who went through it all. And he was born in 1904 or something.
Yeah, something, I don't know.
Really, he was born in like I said, he was getting it in at 4 years old, man.
Yeah.
I just, I try to be, I try to have no excuses when I see giants like that.
Yeah.
Like, knowing like Jim Brown and, meeting icons like that and playing golf with him on Mondays and seeing him half being able to get out the cart, but he still beat me, still shooting 77 or 76.
Wow.
And talk shit. You ain't shit. He talk shit to me. Jim Brown called me a bitch one time. I was like, I loved it. I said, Jim Brown called me a bitch.
I accept that from Jim Brown,
I
right?
accept it. He said, you screaming like a bitch. Because I hit this shot that was in. I was like, man. I was like, you got a lot of motherfuckers shit, but Jim Brown called me a bitch. And I loved it.
That's cool.
I got it to a point. He was serious, but he was funny.
Right.
But he was like, come on, man. You screaming like you ain't never did that before.
Right.
Like a little bitch. I said, I have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wondered, motherfucker, when I thought I was about to double jump.
That's crazy.
He understood, but he laughed it off.
I understand.
Yeah, so
I
shit
remember
like-
I was talking
shit
about
like
Dick
that-
Gregory cussed me out, man. I loved it. It was like,
Oh.
man, I got cussed out by Dick Gregory. I mean,
Oh my God. I ain't
all
get cussed
good.
out, dude. Hey, well, what the fuck?
yeah.
Stupid nigga, I ain't asked you that. You like, think. He would, and Dick and I are Libras. And I met Dick Gregory down here. We did the Comedy Act Theater. Andrew Young was running for governor at the time, and they was doing a fundraiser at the Comedy Act Theater. 8th and Wabash, CeCe Tyson had flown. They was like Jamie Foxx and myself. This would change my whole style of how I do comedy.
Okay.
I was selling out all week. Jamie and I, but it was like Sunday, it's like $300 a plate. Right now, no cussing, none of that stuff. So they picked like myself, Jamie, and Dick Gregory, and me the host, and then they open for Dick Gregory. And my God, man. I mean, they was like, none of that stuff you've been doing all the week. We sold out all week for that Sunday show. And Andrew Young and all of them was there, man. It's like, what, 90, 91, 90, 92, something like that, when the Comedy Act opened. And, man, Dick Gregory went up there off the top. And me and James was sitting there. He just like 58, 57 minutes of just straight, no, maybe a cuss word here and there, but it meant something. He
Yeah.
may say shit or ass,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
was just off the top, and he was teaching wasn't comedy no more.
Right.
Conversation.
Right.
Listen. And I felt like a cartoon character after that. I was like, me and James was looking at each other like, man, we are, what we've been saying is cartoonish because, man, it's like we got standing O's, but nobody wants to leave our show and want to change their life. I went there and I want to change my act, my life. He had me ready to go just be a better man. This joke, he did it with joking and laughing. It was like, whoa, man, how do you get to a conversation where you just talking and he just had facts and I was like, this old cat is slanging, hanging, banging.
Yeah. That's him, man. That was him.
And come on, man.
Yeah.
He could have went for hours.
Yeah, easy. I believe that.
I was like, yo, dude, I'm selling, man. Me and Jamie looked at each other and we're like, man, we need to get our shit together. This is a whole other level right here. What we was doing all week wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
Who we talking to? And that's to me, if you're not leaving here saying something about, I changed your life, or you hit a point, or you in my house, or man, I'm going through that. It's like, okay, because you can go, but how do you grow from being a comic to a comedian to a conversationist? And that's the level people don't know. What's your gift? You're a clown, you're an entertainer, Cedric the Entertainer, Tommy Davidson. Tommy can do all that. Tommy can sing, he can do voices.
Right.
Get it all wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got the whole Jamie, you know what I'm saying? Tell good stories, you know what I'm saying? Conversationist, because he's a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? So certain people stick out because they're writers and they become conversationalists and they know when the right time to become a comic, a comedian, and a conversationalist.
Conversations. Good stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Good stuff.
The Bill Cosby's, the sit downs of the world where you just like, I just like listening to Dave Chappelle's right now. Dave came from a comic to a comedian, because a comic tells jokes, comedian tells stories, a conversation is educate.
Good stuff. Hey, that's good stuff there, man. I like that.
So when I'm here, I'm teaching, I'm holding class.
I like that.
I can clean up and do whatever you want, where you want to hear it from, but I'm not performing. I'm teaching. Get this healing.
Yeah.
I'm good. Dark chocolate and comedy, laughter. And dark chocolate is good for the soul.
That's good for the soul. So, Joe, real quick, you were an athlete in your young days, too, huh? Talk a little bit about your athletic prowess, brother.
Excuse me. You said were?
Oh, excuse me.
I'm still an athlete. I'm always an athlete.
All right. Okay.
I got the scars. I got the surgeries. I got some bullet holes in my
Yeah, some little extra stuff in there.
Extra stuff going on. Yeah, if I wasn't an athlete, I'd probably been a lot in worse condition.
Yeah. How about that?
Yes.
But you played ball in the height of your younger days. Let's put that as were you in California? Where were you at when you were playing ball? Now,
my true thing. I'm a wrestler.
Okay.
I'm MMA and all that shit. I boxed and I went to college on a football wrestling scholarship. Grappling state champ, all that stuff. Box, kickbox. Get low. Wrestling got me into like judo and karate and jiu-jitsu and knowing, because it just goes from a different thing of handling a person when ain't no fighting going on, if you're on your back, or situations. So I always found situations to be like, okay, because I was short. Okay, what's the worst situation I could be in, but how can I own that situation? But wrestling was cool. I didn't want to do it because I thought it was wrestling at the chase. You had to be 200-300 pounds. You had to be, smacking and talking crazy stuff. But I didn't know it was a whole lot of just discipline, making weight. It's just like what we do as a comic. Man, a lot of noise over there.
I'm a lot of noise.
I'm like, damn, we ain't in here no more. We still filming this shit. This motherfucker wiggling. I mean, god damn. You might as well store, fart, pop lock. Just say cut for a minute. Hold out.
Right.
They just moving around like, these niggas is talking bullshit, man. I'm over laughing, farting. It's the jeans. Is it the jeans?
It's the jeans.
It's the jeans. You good now? So what'd you do all that for? Moving chairs. Oh, so you changed it from him?
Yeah. The next time he moved in, it was quick.
Why is he fucking moving? What you doing? You gotta move to listen, nigga? Man, like we doing a lot of shit. The fuck is he moving for? You shoot that nigga. That's how I'll bust a cap in your motherfucking head, nigga. Bop! Nigga, get that nigga out of here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. MMA.
Okay.
Let's go.
You adjusting this nigga. He don't understand he squeaking. He just over there, back there, motherfucker, sauce on in the fucking chair. What the fuck, man? You in my studio, I'm punching your fucking eye. I'll be back and tear that motherfucking studio up. And we ain't gonna touch none of that shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be me and you. That's what I'm talking about, grappling shit. I go over there like that. Like I said, that fucking Denzel shit.
Just count it out. Equalizer.
Be back in 2 seconds. Oh, you fix the squeaky chair real quick, nigga. Nigga, you ain't moving if you knock the fuck out. We figured it out when you wake the fuck up. Anyway, no. So as an athlete, man, my dad ran track. My mother ran track. My sister was a shit. My sister ran against Jackie Jordan Kersey.
Really?
FloJo. I wanted to be like my sister, because as far as accolades that you can see that she brought home, my sister's the bomb. She still teaches boys and girls high school track.
Oh, cool.
She was the bomb. She was Torry. You little Torry. She was the shit. She's still a track coach. She's 33, 34 years.
Wow.
St. Louis, Kirkwood, high school. But she was the shit as far as a track star. And as I seen, like leaving at 3:30, 4 in the morning, getting up, going on a bus, come back with the trophies, and she's leading kids. And she was an educator. She took off my mom. My mom was a track star too, but my sister took it to another level. So my shit was to get as many trophies she had.
Yeah.
But playing football and running. I mean, I had to do a lot of sports to catch up with her.
Yeah.
She was winning
She the
every
real
week.
deal.
She the real deal. I was like, I got to play 9 sports to catch up with your ass.
Wow, that's good stuff.
So she got a scholarship to University of Missouri, and she was academically she had like 35 scholarships coming at her, and that's education, track. So I was like, my other brother was cool, but I was the next athlete that took it to the next level.
Okay.
But that was my way through humor to find, because back then, you if I want to get back on that tube, I have to do something athletic or be on the news or be on TV. I got to be O.J. Simpson or something. Back then, you didn't have a path. A black man didn't have a path. How you get on TV? So you saw, okay, I don't know if I could sing like Michael Jackson or, you know what I'm saying, or fucking, Sammy. But how O.J. ended up on there? Now, O.J. was an athlete. He ended up being an actor and being one of the biggest actors and athletes. So I'm like, maybe go that path. So I tried to find my way in a way to strengthen gifts in myself to get me noticed.
Okay.
And you see that's what I talk about on stage, about going through life and seeing and examining and being certain places where people haven't been and they think I haven't been. But have you been there? Have you been a fourth grader or eighth grader or somebody trying to make a team? Somebody got a story.
Yeah.
So on stage, I try to commit to the parent, to the person in their life. We all been in the same places because I've been there, but I got that story for you because I seen it from my angle, and I'm able to make comedy out of that right in front of you, like Benny Hanna. I can relate and go there, and that's the gift that I use, as a gift that I have, but that's through having good parents that educated me and had discipline, where you had to learn how to read and you had to learn how to if you want to be on that television, you have to learn how to speak right, look right, act right, play the game.
So speaking of which, where did the comedy bug come from? Where did it come from? Where did it hit you?
My mother and father are very funny, so
Okay.
it came from them. Got to come from them.
So it was natural in the house, huh?
Yeah. You see them talk shit and going off on each other, and then you see it on TV. But you don't, like you said, you don't see your parents as heroes until you look back on your life like, wow, you guys provided me an opportunity to see, create, and learn.
Yeah.
Biggest you whoop my ass to be able to be the best, not leave with the worst. Not get it out the mud, get out the streets. No, we get it out the books.
Get out the books.
So seeing them use their gifts in the military when his friends came over and hear my dad tell jokes and be the jokesman or the funny person talking, drinking and talking.
Okay.
See my mother hold court when people used to come over and you have picnics or you have family, whatever, and they be the funny and they be the most educated. So I was like, I want to be that. I'm like, okay, so when I go somewhere, I want to be educated. I want to be disciplined. I want to know. I want to have a voice where I'm speaking, and
Okay.
that's where it comes from.
Okay.
It comes from knowing that you have a voice somewhere, but if you don't talk if you don't know shit. Don't open your mouth if you don't know shit. Because then my daddy would get you, but mama would get you. So I was like, so that's where that comes from. It comes from, I learned, man, I am educated. I read Nietzsche for fun.
Really?
Yeah, just to, he talks in so much third party, but to scramble my mind and take it here and come back and to know what the dimensions, to know and to see as a military brat why I was put into this life, to see and to be able to talk to people on different coasts where they may think is a ceiling where there isn't one,
Gotcha.
where they may think it's a God, but you are the God within you. When you think that, only thing you learn is around your environment, but you can, there's no ceiling to fly.
Gotcha.
So it's like being a military brat, having parents like that and seeing them make that shit work everywhere we went.
Yeah.
My heroes.
My heroes. I agree. So what your first time on stage, where was it? And what led you to that stage?
The first time I got paid, or the first time I just
The
started
first
acting
time-
a damn fool?
First-
Because it starts as class clown.
Okay.
It starts as class clown.
Okay.
You bring your stuff up. You are, like my mother used to have these artifacts, African heads, and bookends, and different things around the house back in the 70s and stuff. And I used to have show and tell. So I was like, my show and tell gonna be funny. So I would bring it to show and tell. This is a picture of my sister. We took last night. No, I'm telling you a story about it. People would laugh. So I was like,
Right.
this is like this. So, but I think sometimes I chip one of them things and left this guy sneak it out the house. It was a bookend or something, and then I come back and like, well, I got whooped for that. So I was like, well, this is the belt I got beat with for bringing that story last. Just a show and tell. Tell you your story. I got beat for sneaking my mama thing out and talking about my sister. It used to be, it started in middle school where
Wow.
I just wanted to, I just see stuff and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be funny
Yeah.
and intelligent at the same time. And it's kind of where Dick Gregory got me back on, I guess, course that, because sometimes you can, as a crowd, you can, as a comedian or an artist, you can paint what you think the crowd want to see, but they want to see what you want to paint. Different from what we've heard. So all those things that, that I've seen and I have the sculptures to create, they're new every time I hit the stage.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it starts from. That's where it comes from. That's where it's always I go back to. Being a military brat, being exposed to a lot of different things, and having disciplined and educated, beat into your ass.
Right.
It's everlasting.
I mean,
Foundation.
were there like open mics at the time? Did you do open mics at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, LA is it's open mic season. Just every day.
So you relocated to LA at what age?
No, I got to LA. When I graduated college, I said I'm gonna go home, work for a year in St. Louis.
Okay.
Save my money up, which was $350. Worked at UPS and Bristol Myers and played some pro ball, and I saved up $500. But $350 I had to drive out to LA with gas and really try to make it work.
So you moved to LA for comedy?
Oh yeah, I moved to
For
LA.
entertainment?
To make it work.
Okay.
Yeah,
What your dad say when you moved?
I didn't want to move out of, I was in the military. I mean, I wasn't. My father was in the military. So when we moved to New York, it was my older brother and myself's idea to we got to get back to California because that's where Hollywood is.
Okay.
But we were up in the Bay. We didn't know Hollywood was 6 hours away. Fort Ord. That's
Right.
Seaside, California.
Right.
So we didn't know it was that far away, but we knew it was in California. California's Hollywood. And in my mind, as a kid, was like, whatever you do, make it back to Hollywood. And then when I grew up, you need to be. And my brother was in the military. He got stationed. Then I moved in with him for 60 days. got my shit together and moved out and, I was hitting the clubs and met Robin Harris and it just started happening. I prayed for everything to happen and I was just in the right place at the right time for the 90s. I got there in 89 and the 90s was
All up.
oh my God, waiting for a brother like me.
Yeah, waiting for a brother like you.
Waiting for a brother like me. Young, strong, educated, not tampered with.
Yeah.
Take that how you want to.
So, I mean, in the 90s, I mean, you were literally all over the place.
Oh, man.
I mean, so I know you was on there, but then how did the hosting job come about?
I remember Robin Harris was supposed to host the real Def Comedy Jam. So when he passed, because Robin Harris died with a lot of things on the table.
Yeah.
But Def Comedy Jam was his. Martin, because Martin wasn't the host. Martin was doing his thing. He was doing, a bunch of stuff. He was finding his way. I used to see Russell Simmons, didn't know who he was. Stan Lathan and him at the comedy, back at the comedy act all the time. Because Russell used to be drunk all the time. He was very funny. I was like, what the fuck is this drunk ass? He used to be drunk and dressed like a bum.
Yeah.
But and him and Stan Lathan. So I would always like, whatever. I threw his number away, actually, first time I met Russell.
Really?
I was like, yeah, whatever. Just another drunk motherfucker trying
Wow.
to be my manager and trying to be something until my boy who was dating Robbie Reed is the #1 casting director of all the time out there. He was like, what did you just say to you? I said, that's some motherfucker trying to talk about him. Man, he said, and? I was like, and? They got threw his number away. And he ran in the trash can and got that number. He was like, what? That's Russell Simmons. What paper would it look like? I was like, who the fuck is Russell Simmons? Crush Groove and man, I was like, oh shit, let me help you.
Let me help you.
That was that nigga?
Wow.
Because
Wow.
but that's before he got his lisp fixed. And
Yeah.
Lisp.
Yeah.
And his Russell was drunk. And how you drunk with a lisp? And he's still dressing down. You know what I'm saying? He was, but I was like, shit. I'm looking like the trash can you live in. I'm looking through that motherfucker.
Right.
So, but it was an experience. So really, you never know who you're gonna meet, who you're talking to. You never can judge a book by its cover. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just be aligned when your light is lit. So they were, So they were looking at Robin, and they just wanted me to be on the show. And then when Robin passed, it was like who was gonna feel that? Because I think they had the deal was done. Brought the white people down in the neighborhood and in the hood and South Central LA.
Right.
Sold them my idea because they would only come down there for half an hour. Like, oh my God, just don't kill us. Sold.
Right.
Whatever. Oh, there's a lot of white people. I see just a lot of black people for miles.
Yeah,
They had to get
facts.
back. So just get us out of here. They would come down for like an hour, and whoever you put up first better be on. And from the first hour, they out of here at 10 o'clock. That was too long for them.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so it was like, that, and then seeing them ask me who was the next one. Jamie and I, we was like, Martin was moving up, but when Robin passed, Martin had to be the next one. That I think that had the name because Tommy Davidson was the shit, but he was working, had contracts, had deals. He was doing, I think, Coming to America, the Eddie Murphy project. And then it was just like we help each other out. Rob, I'm Martin. I was the first opener and joke puncher upper for
Really?
Def Jam.
Okay.
So I went out there and I was like every show he had, I made sure that it was tight. I went out there and read the rules and cracked jokes and did all the shit. And some of my warm ups are on like they sold like on Def Jam. They turn your thing around. Because I got jokes. I was just working jokes, but I was like getting the crowd. Because people were nervous. People were scared to like do Def Jam. And nobody was wanting to open for Martin or warm the crowd up because it was live. And I go out there. So the 5 shows and then this show. So by the time I got to my show, because I was headlining the first one at the end of the night, because the shows used to film at like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. They used to 4 or 5 shows. Yeah, he used to warn Martin out. Like
Wow.
5 shows a day.
Yeah.
Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whenever they was doing back in the day, just to get him and crank him out. And Martin was like doing that and Martin and a bunch of shit. So as a comedian, that's a lot of jokes. It's a new entity to attack. And I'm not saying Martin wasn't built like that. He was. I'm saying, but you got to focus on the show, and there's a lot of creativity going a lot of different places. So when he opted out, it was like, who's the next person for that? And me, I'd been doing it. That's why people say, how did you get the job? Well, how did I get the job from Robin Harris? I sat in the car, I rode with him, I went to, had him heckle me, him and Ronaldo Ray. And I took the beating from them. I went and learned how to be a comedian from them.
Yeah.
I watched Martin and learn how to be a comedian from him. So, to take the job and to go out there and humble yourself and to open up and to just, that's gifts, man. The moments you get on stage, every moment you get, it's gonna be another situation. So I don't run from that moment.
So it's interesting you say that, especially we had someone like Robin, who could just read the room and tear the room up, and and that was in yours, you come on Def Jam, man. You was lighting those audience, lighting them up. Well, your roast game is ridiculous, man. I don't know who would challenge you in this thing.
It's been some.
So
they think they can,
and that was just natural. That's just how you just always were.
Talking about people, but St. Louis is a joning, roasting, hot town. It's like, in college, they used to have hot night. On Tuesdays, you go over to the male dorm. We had all the athletes in it, the basketball players on scholarship, the football players. Everybody was a big ass dorm. And like, man, if you seen your girl walking in there, you was like, oh, she done, dog. One of them athletes got her, nigga. She up in the big room. You like, oh, she going to the athletes dorm. If she don't make it to the lobby,
yeah.
That's where they tore, nigga.
Yeah.
Door.
Yeah.
So we used to have a hot night on Tuesdays, and you'd have 50 people lined up in a room like this, in a dorm room, the biggest, and they would you had to get the mic.
Really?
And I would sit there, and they would wait for me to come in. And I would just, people were talking, oh, Joe Torry here. And I would just go sit up on the big windowsill and you'd line up and just shoot a motherfucker down.
Wow.
Do your joke, and I would just zone out. Waiting on Joe Torry. I shoot 50, 60, stanky, whatever. It was that hot night Tuesday, joning. Like stuff you see now, you see whatever that classroom stuff is on YouTube when they doing it. But nah, you see me line them up, and I just, and whoever, you had to give up the mic. So whoever joke didn't work, get a mic up.
Oh, wow. You heard that mic for a while.
What? Every Tuesday. What? I lost my scholarship. I'm talking about a coach. I wasn't playing, dog. Why? They want to fight. I'm 50, 60. Whatever, go get some more. I was good with mine. I'm about to go to LA and do this.
Yeah.
Y'all think you can just what? Man,
wow.
Tuesday night hots, and that's where you had it. And
that's wild.
So it's like off the top of the mind, but then I had to turn it into jokes. Robin Harris taught me how to turn it into an act.
Okay.
So just getting on joning people, how do you turn it into material and a story and lead to it? And that's where I saw how to do that. Robin Harris, because he would crack, but he would turn it into a story and get the baby kids and get to his family and get to something else. He would ignite and put John in and he'd move. And I was like, yo, you can ignite something because everybody's got a story. And he would just go there like a jukebox. And I was like, my God.
Wow. Would there have been any limit to him, man, had he not passed? Was the sky just simply the limit for this guy? Because it was
Robin Harris, man, that's it's like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Only without the family he had, because he was married, had family, had kids, and Robin was 36 when he passed.
Yeah.
And you thought he was older than that, but but I live with I ain't live with Robin, but I lived days with Robin, and he used to come pick me up, and I'm But when you have conditions and heart conditions and stuff in your family that, and stress and Hollywood, and you got to learn how far to take your vehicle.
Right.
When the gas up, when the throttle down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, we didn't have those stories or those leaders back in the day. It was just go get it 24/7. And sometimes you burn your engine out.
Gotcha.
Going to get it.
Gotcha. So you mentioned Tupac. Poetic Justice, that's your first movie?
No.
What was your first movie?
my Hollywood first movie or my first movie. My first kind of movie, it was called. I shot it down here. It was Richard Pryor. He was in it.
Really?
It was his wife Flynn Pryor shot it.
Oh wow.
And we shot it down here back in the day with the crew that shot Kings of Comedy. And they was practicing doing movies back in the day. What's that movie called? Three Musketeers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three Musketeers. And so, and this was Flynn Pryor. Robin, not Robin, but Richard Pryor had, found this little young tender Jehovah Witness. She was like, you ain't gonna get this pussy unless you marry me. And he had 2 kids by her. And she was living down here. She's a producer she was DC. Flynn Pryor is beautiful. Flynn don't play.
Yeah.
But I was on a show we did. I hosted that he was on. He was a headliner. And just meeting him and talking with him, and it's legendary pictures, it's legendary stuff that got me, on a path of saying that I'm on the right path because I'm meeting the right people.
Okay.
But to do what I do, like I said, I studied and I pray and I try to meditate to be in the right situations at the right time and know how to act. I know how to play my role.
Okay.
So, just don't ask, just learn.
Yeah.
Be humble, be a servant at the point. Sometimes be a servant before you ask for something. And like, this day and age, people don't know how to be a servant.
True
They just
story.
ask, let me get this, put me on. It's like, oh, damn, okay, well, damn. Who are you? Can I get a drink? Can a handshake? Can I get love?
Right.
Not what I can do for you. What are you doing for the universe?
Yeah.
And it's, when you see kings, and I've been around situations where they, like I said, they pull me in, they let me into their life. And I'm like, wow, man. I've been around the greatest, and
Facts.
this is not how, I approached them.
Gotcha.
And this is not how they treated me, accepted me. And I don't understand the difference of respect or.
That's the word right there. That's the issue. Respect.
It's like, wow, man. How do you ask Frankie Beverly? Hey, come on, let me get 10 minutes in front of you.
Right.
Frankie, nigga, they ain't here to see you. Let's see Frankie.
True story.
And I met Chris Brown when he was 16. He was a shit, but nigga, I still want to see Frankie.
Right.
I can't really see Frankie.
I know that's right.
You good, but hey, I'm in I got Frankie pussy in the audience. Not Chris Brown pussy.
Not Chris Brown. So tell me about your experience with the one and only Tupac Shakur.
Tupac, man. Tupac turned 21 during the movie. So he was 20. My son about to turn 21.
Wow.
My second son, so I'm like, I know how that is.
Yeah.
So, thinking back then when I was the oldest one on the set, I was the oldest as far as the actors. Janet, then Regina, then Pop. I think Janet's a year younger than me. Regina's like 4 or 5 years younger than Pop was. Cause I was 26 when I did the movie. So it was like, no, I was 27 because I turned 28. So he came to my birthday party.
Okay.
But you gotta understand. He was, as a young man growing into a world with a mind and a spirit full of what we now know, revolutionists, and where he was trying to go with his light in life. Yeah, it was the wrong time for the transition of what white people want, or should I say, the universe of the business he was in.
Okay.
Was trying to promote. Which was, we ain't trying to, the 90s was about black power and, learn, and it was like, we got to kill them niggas.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Raising up hope and finding yourself out and learning and raising and, come on, and being educated and being your own king. Yeah, all the Nas's, all the Pacs, that was cool for a minute.
Yeah.
But UNITY, that was cool for a minute. But once it was, got to 2000s, it was, or really after the extent of him, you ain't learning no more. You just out here partying and you just turn it up. And if not, somebody gonna start to turn up, you gonna turn them down.
Yeah.
There's no giving hope for Brenda's Got a Baby. There's no thought to, dear mama. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Now it's just, get that pussy in, get it in, wreck it in. I'm in the town with my pound, pussy hole, pink, brown, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? How do I be motivated in the day's work with that?
True.
How do I go to school with my kids? How do I put that and go be your best?
Right.
Keep your booty hole brown and your
Right.
So it's like, it's probably why he's not here anymore.
When y'all were doing that movie, did you have any idea that it would have grown to be the cult classic that it became?
No, man. When we did the movie, nobody knew. Janet was the biggest star, and she was the most humble person, the most professionalist person. Regina too. They've been doing it for a minute, but Janet to be a star, she got down in the mud and learned and gained weight and was just invited us out to her house. It was just Janet's just the best. She's sweet.
Really?
Oh yeah, you feel it when she pull up.
Wow.
I learned a lot from that. Going out to the house and just learning how to be big, but at the end of the day, I got to come home. I got to work out. I got to figure it out. And from my love life to this business to whatever else, and you see that afterwards, and the phone numbers and when she invites you places, and it's like, she was in. You have conversations like without security, without the bullshit. Just it's like come, just chill. Let's go talk. She came to fucking the hood in L.A. to see me perform.
Really?
Oh yeah. One security person. They didn't know she was in there.
Wow.
Janet Jackson. Like 94, 95, and right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, J. Anthony Brown Club. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, man, and she was there. She would come. She came to in Inglewood, chilling. One person. Janet is a real sweetheart. Regina too. Regina was ever. She's a Capricorn. So,
Yeah.
yeah. She
Could you imagine when you were coming up, when you thought when you made that $350 trip down to California, that you would have been, just think about, you're a star yourself, but just think about all the people you've named. Did you imagine that on that road trip that, I'm going to be around Janet Jackson, Tupac, I'm going to be,
No.
all these great guys, man.
I didn't imagine who I can be around, but I did imagine that I'm going to be around stars and I'm going to be a star. That's why I prayed and that's why I came out here. That's why I saw the vision as a kid, and I was like, I came out to L.A. I meditated, and what I'm saying, I see a picture and I want to paint that. So
do you ever reflect on your accomplishments up to this point?
Yeah, I still do it every day, and I tell people that I follow the vision. That's how I believe in what I've been doing for over 30 years. Who takes something out their mind and get a check from that you ain't putting hard labor in? I've done it, and had a lot of hard labor jobs.
Yeah.
Trust me, in jail, I worked my ass off.
Yeah.
But I was like, how can I, get you to pay me for my mind? And I can live for a lifetime.
Now let me ask you this question. We'll get you out of here. You are like, and I know this because the conversations we've had over the years, you were kind of like before your time as well. Now we're in this age of social media and information, and people are always collecting stuff, but you've been doing this forever. You've been, following your own career. You've been doing the cameras. You've been doing, keeping your history. How do you see this transition now, and how are you utilizing it the way it is now, since you've been kind of doing it throughout your career anyway?
Stay relevant. I try to, just be me. If you are air, if you are light, you never go out of style. Or you're essential, which the pandemic should have taught you. You're always needed. I'm dark chocolate in humor. You can Google that.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate is good for you. Laughing is great for you. I am inspirational. I'm everything that God intends me to be, which is light. I'm informative. I'm educated, so I can never run out of that. I just put it in a comical or an acting or producing or writing picture for you to digest. But how could you ever get tired of light, seeing light, living light, especially when you wake up and you blink and you breathe? I'm, this my real mission in my head is, to kill demons. St. Michael. You know what I'm saying? But do you really want that job, or can you do it like you're doing it?
Gotcha.
Through comedy, through acting, through humor, through parenting, through so many different gifts that you got. The old thoughts in your head. You ain't got to go out there and be the slayer. Slay 'em with the talents I give you. Get on stage, leave something in a picturesque mindset for people to achieve or be inspired to be.
All right, Joe Torry, man, I just want to thank you for the interview, man. Thank you for hanging out to sit down at Uptown, man, and always representing Uptown Comedy Corner, man. We really appreciate you, brother.
Hey, man, thank you. Thanks for having me, man. I'm here. I'm always here, man. You got to come on mine.
I'd love to do that.
Live from the bunker.
Yeah.
You
That'd
one
be
of the
dope.
realest, man. Appreciate
That'd be
you,
dope,
man. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Salute.
See that, man? It's all Greek, man. You know what I mean? Q's and Sigmas can't still hang. How about that?
You. Is that Greek? Y'all
Watch
still
your
in
mouth
it?
now. Watch your mouth.
Are y'all still in it? Y'all
Watch out now.
still doing y'all? Who? Is that?
They get to sit down at Uptown, man, and we out.